possession, function of the chief coroner, power to divide the state, establish coroner inquest establishment, structure of the office, qualification for functions, office of the district, convention of the district, finance, report of death when inquest to be held, campaign power to order exhumation, inquest on all occurring causes of death and execution, inquest to be held by the coroner of the place, inquest where body is destroyed, postponement of chemical notice of death, protection of information, duty of injustice, coroner may direct postmortem medical examination, detention, payment of storage, detention, probation regarding coroner may exercise power of magistrate. Section 32. Section 32 is what she's quoting. Let me go to section 32. The owner of the record label where Mohbad was when signed. Section 32 sub 1. Coroner may exercise power of a magistrate. A coroner holding an inquest shall have and may exercise all the powers of a magistrate with regards to summoning and compelling the attendance of witnesses and requiring them to give evidence, and with regard to the production of any document or thing at such inquest. Every summons and warrant are set out in Form I, the special schedule. This law shall be in writing signed by the coroner.
You read it later. Let's listen now. Reference in the foregoing paragraph. Among made by him, prime boy, the friend of late Oladimeji, Feyishayo Ogedegbe, the nurse who is alleged to have treated late Ileyoluwa Mohbad in the last moment of his life. Ajuga, the brother to Mohbad, Wumi, that it will be in the interest of justice for the application to be granted, that I make this deposition in good faith and in compliance the extant oaths laws of Lagos State. Signed, sworn to the Magistrate Court Registry in Ikorodu this 3rd day of May 2024. What is said in the beginning last 3rd of May? What is the sign there? Chetiri, what is sign there? Chetiri, what is sign there? Facebook will load lower.
Okay, you're saying this is what we call action. This is somebody who has right to the coroner, and the coroner has received it, and they show us. Not all this one that Odumosu was doing all of this for. This is what I was talking about. When you walk, you let people know where you are. When we know where you are, I mean, we move on in that place.
This one, there is evidence.
Exactly. Perhaps she is. I mean, it's acting now. Which person might know her opinion to contribute money? When you see that people are coming up and do what they're supposed to do. All this way underground, and the rest is happy with it.
Until the next coroner inquest.
I hope I pray it continue like this.
To accept it because
action.
I want lost protections to govern it, to protect it, inquest to make it. She was suffering that I want to go and inquest. I want to say Connie. I want to have them Connie. So case it's going to be a long journey and a bumpy one, but we will get there. I can assure you that we will get there. We will get there. It will be a very bumpy road, but we will get there.
Let's keep going, we will know.
We need money. But it's for you. Application tí bàbá gbé wọlé pé kó gbé wọn lọ sí court, àwọn tó ẹ̀ bá mu ṣe ń gbọ́ mi. Ìyẹn ò sínú ilé ìtàṣe. It's a different application. Ṣé kò tí mo sọ yìí? Kò sínú èyí tí àwọn kò wá bá wa ṣe. So this is where we need you all. Please. Ẹni tí wọ́n bá nípa láti ṣe wọ́n lọ́wọ́ fún òun lẹ́nu kejì ẹ̀. Àbí kò yẹ yín? Please, we need you to support. The GoFundMe is really dragging. The GoFundMe is really dragging. People are not contributing. Please ignore what anybody is saying. Ignore what anybody is saying. We need money. We need money. If you don't want to put it in GoFundMe, you can put it in the Access Bank account in Nigeria. We need money. It is not a child's play.
After the next inquest.
For justice.
After next week inquest, I'm going to promote the GoFundMe. Carry go to my channel. Emma play one game. Emma don't play games. After next week inquest. Be careful. Be careful. You don't know. Be careful.
So please support the cause.
We will be smart about these things. No joke. No joke.
Now, Professor play Coco for you can go into my law. Tell you, we want to win by like justice if I want my show. Most of you people say don't pay anybody to justice. Any suru. Any suru. Any suru for me. Any suru for me. Mo fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ nǹkan kan ká tó máa lọ. Fẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ nǹkan kan. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ nǹkan kan ni o. Látọ̀dọ̀ àwọn tí mú mi. Mo fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ nǹkan kan ní ẹ ṣáà ní sùúrù ṣẹ́gbọ́n. Any suru for me. Mo fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ nǹkan kan ní ẹ ṣáà ní sùúrù ṣẹ́gbọ́n. Any suru for me. I want to play something for you. Any suru for me, Shetibo, please. Any suru for me, Shetibo. Enjoy. Any suru for me. Mo fẹ́ sáré play fún yín ká tó máa lọ. Ọ̀la ló ń lọ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn ọlọ́pàá. Shetibo. Tọ́lá lè ṣe tán bẹ́ẹ̀. Mo fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́ sáré bá mi gbọ́ nǹkan kan. Mo ìṣe àdìsí rẹ̀. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ nǹkan kan. Olórí burúkú yìí. Gbogbo wa láti mọ antecedent ẹ̀ lórí social media. Ìgbà tó wá ní social media, owó ló wà tọrọ. Ilé tó ń gbé, wọ́n gbà fún un. Ṣọ́ọ̀bù pàrágà tó ti ń tajà, wọ́n gbà fún un. Kò kí ń sọ́pọ̀tì nǹkan tí ò bá ní rí gbà bẹ́ẹ̀. Kò kí ń sọ́pọ̀tì nǹkan tí ò bá ní rí jẹ lára yín. Bí kò sọ pé fóònù ti bàjẹ́, kọ́ fóun lówó fóònù. Bí kò sọ pé láptọ̀pù tóun lò tóun fi ṣe ṣó ti bàjẹ́, kọ́ fóun lówó láptọ̀pù. Òun ló ṣẹlẹ̀ sí bíbáyìí. Tí mo fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́ play. Àwọn tó ń sọ̀pọ̀tì wọ̀n mí nì. Ẹni tó ti lè máa wá sórí social media. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ dáadáa. Ẹni tó ti lè máa wá sórí social media. Tó ti wá ń tọrọ nǹkan. Ẹ wọ́n bá ṣe wà yìí. Mi ìgbà wọn náírà lọ́wọ́ bàbá. Kàkà bẹ́ẹ̀. Èmi gan ni mo tún fún wọn. Mo jẹ̀ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà báwọn bloggers tó kò tẹ̀ fún wọn. Kò sí èyí tó gba wọn náírà lọ́wọ́ bàbá. Nínú gbogbo justice for Mohbad tí gbogbo wọn ṣe. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀wọ̀n lórí burúkú tó lóun lead ẹ̀tọ́ bá ẹtí òjò ẹ̀wọ̀n oríṣi tí gbogbo wọn fi ń sọ̀pọ̀ ti wù mí. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n bílẹ̀ fún ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Ẹ máa gbọ́ wípé ẹ máa gbọ́ ìrántí. Send message to me. In fact, I really appreciate it. Èdè aláṣọ mi, God bless you. God bless you. Ẹ máa gbọ́ pé ìtẹ̀lé pé ẹ máa interested nínú ìvátà yẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jó ní Facebook. Wọ́n ti ń flag. Ṣé yọ lórí burúkú tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí? Gbogbo àti sílẹ̀ tí ojú kó wá máa tọrọ owó. Tó bá kò lè rí kó sọ̀pọ̀tì yín lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Tẹ́lá ni tó ti ń sọ̀pọ̀tì yín tó ti ń dá sọ̀rọ̀. Ó fẹ́ méjì owó láti bẹ̀. Ẹ máa gbọ́ ọkọ̀ tó sọ. Ipò là ń lò sáré jẹ́ ìyẹn máa gbọ́ ní background. God bless you, my beautiful sister. I'll post my account. Any amount tẹ bá ní èyí tẹ ní 20,000 lẹ́fẹ̀ fún mi. Ẹlẹ́nu tẹ̀. Ẹ bá mi rẹ́kọ̀dì ẹ̀. Sí mo fẹ́ mọ iye ká dá sínú ẹ̀. Inú àkáǹtì tó fẹ́ wà. Àwọn tó ń sọ́pọ̀tì mi nìyí o. Ó ti ẹ̀jẹ̀ sún ìbátan tó máa gbé àwọn nǹkan tí mò ń lò. Ẹ wo lórí burúkú. Ẹ wá láyé bàjẹ́. Ó bọ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ kí Facebook wà. Àwọn tó ń sọ́pọ̀tì mi nìyí o. Ẹni tó ti ń sọ owó. Tó ní kọ́ fóun lówó tó fẹ́ rice cake àti green cake yẹn ní ilé Kúlárò. Kálọ́rà 25,000. Just write cake tó ju ike òróró lọ báyìí àti ike oil 25,000. Kí ni mo make mi ò gba monetization? Wọ́n monetize mi ní Nàìjíríà. Olórí burúkú yìí ẹ má gbàgbé pé kò náwó kankan lórí ọmọ nínú ilé rí o. Wọ́n gbalé tó gbé fún ni. TikTok ti ti hàn jù. Ẹ má bínú. Ẹ ṣáà má bínú. Facebook ẹ̀yẹ ó dàn TikTok ti hàn jù. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ ibi tí mo lọ kọ́kọ́. Ẹni yìí kò náwó kankan rí o. Wọ́n gbalé tó gbé fún ni. Àwọn ọmọ ìtọ́ lọ sùkúl wọ́n sanwó sùkúl wọn ni. Wọ́n ra aṣọ sọ́kọ̀ ìdánwò ni. Ṣọ́ọ̀bù pàrákà tí ò ju 25,000. Gbogbo wa network ṣọ́ọ̀bù yẹn wọ́n gbà fún ni. Ẹni tó bá ti tó lọ wá dá sí justice ẹ lọ́wọ́ bí jẹ́ ìrírí ló wá dá sí. Ó máa sọ pé kọ́ máa ra inverter fún ẹ ìtọ́wọ́ ìṣe justice. Náà ẹ sọ fún mi ẹni tó ti ń ṣe báyìí ó lè gba any bribe láti wá sọ any nonsense lórí social media. Àbẹ́ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ó lè gba bribe ó lè gba owó ẹni tó bá ti lè fowó báyìí kò sí nǹkan tó lè ṣe láti wá pawọ́ lórí social media. Ó ti ṣọ́ pé gbogbo ìsọkúsọ tó lórí gbogbo ìsọ. Ìtorí owó ni. Ó bọ̀. Àbẹ́ẹ̀gbọ́ ìtọ́wọ́ ṣe justice for Mohbad oníkọ́ra ìbátà fún ẹ. Ṣáwọn ló kó báyìí ni? Ṣọ́wọ́ ẹ ń ṣẹ́ ni? Ṣáwọn ló kó báyìí? Ìwọ tó fẹ́ ṣe justice ṣé wọn mi ò fún ẹ lọ́wọ́ ni? Ṣèbí wọn mi ń bá kóòdù ẹ? Ṣé wọ́n tí wọn mi ń fún òótọ́ ni ẹ bá wà béèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn? Ẹ jọ gbogbo ó bọ̀ TikTok yẹn hàn. Facebook ẹ hold on TikTok yẹn hàn. Ẹ má kó bá mi jà wọ́n. Ẹ wo ẹ máa gbọ́ nǹkan tó ń sọ lọ. Ìgbà tí mo dá sọ̀rọ̀ justice for Mohbad genuinely ni mo dá sí. Mo tún sọ̀pọ̀tì bàbá yẹn gan ni. Àbẹ́ẹ̀gbọ́ ẹ wo lórí burúkú. Òun ni spokesperson fún mi o. Mo bọ́ sórí social media ó tọrọ owó olóòjèrè kankan lórí justice for Mohbad. Ẹjọ́ ṣáà ṣe láti jèrè ni. Odindi ọmọ kú olóòjèrè kankan ẹ máa gbọ́ lọ. Yéé ti TikTok. Èèlò ni màmí tó bá ṣe tán bóyá 70 cents gbà mí $6. Gbà mí $6. Kí ló dé tó pọ̀ mọ́ ìbáwò kẹ́ ṣe tìtì ọmọ ìgbà? Má gbìgbẹ́ àwọn ọmọ tó yàn fún yẹn lágbà. Ẹ máa gbọ́ lásán. Tó ẹ jọ kí ti ẹ̀rọ àwọn small ìbáka yẹn. Mo ní ó dìdì àti ìsìmáṣá ìkéré ní justice for Mohbad. So ẹ gbọ́ kan tó sọ. Kí ti ẹ̀rọ àwọn small ìbáka yẹn. Mo ní ó dìdì àti ìsìmáṣá ìkéré ní justice for Mohbad. Ẹ jọ ṣáà gbé bísíǹsì sílẹ̀ la ṣe fẹ́ jèrè. Ẹ gbọ́ kan tó sọ. Màá ṣáà jèrè nínú justice for Mohbad. Òkú ọmọ lọ́mọ. Ẹlẹ́jẹ̀ Ọlábánjí Olè. Pépà ní scammer. Ṣé o gbàdúrà káwọn ọmọ ẹ méjèèjì ṣọ́kú mọ́ ẹ lórí? Kọ́ máa fi wọ́n kówó jọ. Kọ́ máa fi wọ́n jèrè. Ẹ gbọ́ kan tó sọ. Àbí àgbà eléyìí náà. Mo sọ fún yín, ìwòwò lọ́mọ ẹ wà nínú swimming pool. Ìwòwò ọkùnrin mẹ́fà ló sọ̀rọ̀ àgbọ̀mọ̀. Èyí tó gbẹ́nu sí láyà tẹnu sí láyà. Èyí tó kọ̀pọ̀ lóko. Ìwòwò ọmọ ẹ lóhun ṣe photoshoot birthday. Ìwòwò ló wà. Ọkọ̀ fọwọ́ sáyé ò fọwọ́ sókò báyìí. Olórí kú. Ikú àlejò àwọn tó bá ti lọ sí Nàìjíríà ni. Ẹ bá fẹ́ lọ Nàìjíríà tẹ fẹ́ ẹ̀kọ́ tó wà nítòsí. Ẹ ṣáà pé àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ ikú àlejò lọ fún wọn ṣe ní Nàìjíríà. Ẹ wo lórí burúkú. Màá ṣáà jèrè nínú justice for Mohbad. Ṣé àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ méjèèjì lè ṣọ́ ọmọ lórí? Olóòfẹ́ jèrè. Facebook àwé online. Ẹ bá confirm. Facebook ẹ bá confirm àwé online. Ẹ lè imagine. Màá ṣáà jèrè. Facebook mi mọ̀ bí àwé online please confirm comment because anything is not moving again. Ẹ gbọ́ kan tó sọ. Lórí ikú ọmọ lọ́mọ ikú mà dúró o. Ikú mà gbọ́dá jẹ́ o. Ẹ gbọ́ kan tó sọ. At least màá ṣáà jèrè. Ṣáwọn ọmọ ẹ lè ṣọkú mọ́ ẹ lójú Ẹlẹ́jẹ̀ Ọlábánjí Olè. Àtijọ́ tó ti wà lórí social media bí kò jalè kó lù wọ́n jìbìtì ni. dáadáa ó lè ní £1 kò sínú justice for Mohbad kò ní náírà sí kò ní náwó sí ṣé ní gbogbo fẹtafẹta fídíò tó ń ṣe yẹn ìtorí ìjẹkújẹ òun náà lè ló ti sọ ẹ sí kẹra ìbátà fóun lórí ọmọ ọlọ́mọ tó kú tí bàbá ń sùn kú bó tẹ̀lé pé olórí burúkú nìyá ẹ̀ abẹ́ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹgbọ́n kan tó sọ.
títí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn small ìbáta yẹn mo ní ìdí at least máa káàkiri nínú justice for Mohbad. so ẹjọ́ títí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn small ìbáta yẹn mo ní ìdí at least máa káàkiri nínú justice for Mohbad.
òkú ọmọ lọ́mọ máa ṣàjèrè nínú justice for Mohbad ẹjọ́ èrè wo lọ lọ́jà olórí púpọ̀ onípàràgà èrè wo ló gbé síta sáwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ tó fi ń ṣe èkó àlejò padà ṣáàfẹ́ sáwọn ló fẹ́ jèrè ó máa ṣe o ẹ̀yin náà sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yá bí amọ̀ tó tọ́ ikú máa bọ̀ lájẹ o Mohbad má sùn ó ti ń sùn jù ṣé wọn mi pa ẹ̀kọ́ tún fún ẹ lógún òun ni kò tó lọ sọ Mohbad ṣe gbogbo àwọn èèyàn pátá tó sọ̀pọ̀tì kan burúkú wọ́n pa ẹ́ tán wọ́n tún fi rọ́pò tán lára wọn lólórí burúkú ẹlẹ́dìí ọ̀làbàjì ẹgbọ́n sẹ́fẹ̀ tó sọ abiyamọ gidi ṣáṣọ yẹn jáde àdìsíkèmí náà jèrè nínú justice for Mohbad ẹgbọ́n sẹ́fẹ̀ yẹn lẹ́nu abiyamọ gbogbo ẹ̀yà abiyamọ tẹ̀ wọ́n mi lé ẹ̀ ní fojú sunkún ọmọ ẹ̀ ní mọ̀ sáré ọmọ wọn ò ní bọ́bà tọ̀fọ̀ sẹ́nu ọ̀nà yẹn ayé òní bá yín kẹ́dùn nǹkan tí ò dáa wọn ẹ̀ ní rògbò ìkáwọ́ mórí ìfẹsẹ̀jọ rẹ̀ ẹ̀ ní rẹ́pọ̀ àwọn tó bá yín dáwọ̀ tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ para yín lọ sí fẹ́ mèkì ẹ̀ lórúkọ Jésù. Look at what is coming out from a mother. This is a murderer and not a mother. Olórí burúkú yìí tó bá jí abiyamọ gidi ni ò ní sọ pé kú ọmọ lọ́mọ ló kù fún ẹ láti fi méèkì owó èmi náà jèrè ẹjọ́ ṣó ń taṣọ ni ṣó ṣí ṣọ́ọ̀bù aṣọ ni àbò ṣí supermarket àbò ń ta nǹkan tó fi sọ pé òun fẹ́ jèrè òkú odindi ọmọ kú ṣé wọ́n gbàdúrà kí àwọn ọmọ méjèèjì kó ṣọ́kú mọ́ ẹ lójú káwọn èèyàn wá wá sórí social media kó sọ pé àwọn fẹ́ máa fi wọ́n gba owó ọlọ́run á bí ẹ olórí kòkó jágàjágà ó dàbí ẹ tó ní ẹlífàǹtì access ó lè everywhere ṣáà ló ti fẹ́ cash out everywhere ló ti fẹ́ cash out ó ń gba wájú ó ń gbẹ̀yìn ọlọ́mọ yẹn yẹn dẹ̀ sọ ó lóun dá sí ó lóun lòun wá bẹ́ẹ̀ bàbá play voice yẹn tá a bá tún padà wá ó lóun lòun wá bẹ́ẹ̀ ó lóun dá sí o ó dá sí o ìgbà tó máa wá dá sí ó ní àwọn orí pọ́nmọ òlú ẹni tó gbà ṣe yín lẹ́tún náà bàbá play fún gbogbo ẹ̀yìn tẹ̀ gbọ́ ọlọ́mọ yẹn yẹn ló lọ bí olórí burúkú yìí òní wá tẹ̀ pé ọmọ òkòkòjú kan náà làwọn ṣẹ́jú ẹ̀ ní ẹjọ́ olórí burúkú ẹlẹ́dìí ọ̀làbàjì kọ̀ ẹjọ́ olórí burúkú ya Mohbad rẹ̀ àtàyè bàjẹ́ tó bá yẹ kó kóòtù fi tiẹ̀ dáhùn ni nítorí fẹ́ mọ kóòtù pọ̀ mọ́ mi kò fẹ́ owó yìí ṣé ọmọ náà sọ pé fẹ́ fi ọmọ ẹ̀ cash out ẹ tún gbọ́ èyí tẹ̀ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wọlé.
so ẹjọ́ títí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn small ìbáta yẹn mo ní ìdí at least máa káàkiri nínú justice for Mohbad. so ẹjọ́ títí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn small ìbáta yẹn mo ní ìdí at least máa káàkiri nínú justice for Mohbad.
ẹ wá sọ fún mi ẹ̀yà bí amọ̀ tẹ̀ wọ́n mi lọ́sọ̀ọ́ ṣé wọn mi ò gbọ́ ilé àwọn tó lè ń jà tó sọ pé wọ́n wá justice fún Mohbad lélẹ̀ gbogbo yín gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣe bàbá Mohbad pátá gbogbo yín lè máa tẹ̀sí bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ tó kúrò láyé kò sí bá ṣe lè pẹ́ tó láyé gbogbo nǹkan tí bàbá Mohbad kọjá tó là kọjá lórí òkú ọmọ ẹ̀ gbogbo yín pátá ẹ̀jẹ̀ àti justice gbogbo ẹ̀ máa là kọjá kẹ́ tó kúrò láyé àfi tọ́lọ́run ò bá sí lókè àfi tí bá ti ń gbọ́ pé Ọlọ́run ti ń wà lẹ́yìn ẹni tí ò ṣòótọ́ àfi tí bá ti ń gbọ́ pé Ọlọ́run ti ń wà lẹ́yìn àwọn tó wà against justice for Mohbad Ọlọ́run á dá fún gbogbo yín pátá nǹkan tí gbogbo wọn ṣe nìyẹn o ṣe gbọ́ odidi abiyamọ tọkùnrin bá sọ ilé ìkó òdìjọ mi lójú wà ní bàbá gbogbo ayé abiyamọ tó ní oyún sínú tó bí ọmọ ó wá sọ pé ó fẹ́ fi òkú ọmọ kan òní ò fẹ́ jèrè lórí ẹ̀ ṣé dùnú ẹ̀ ni bó ṣe kú ẹ bá mi bèrè àwọn olórí burúkú tó sọ̀kọ́ ti rọ̀ mí mo wá pè wọ́n lápọ̀kọjá yé gbogbo yín rẹ́rìn ṣé àwọn eléyìí ò ṣá àpọ̀kọjá yé kò media ti pẹ́ mo sọ fún pé nǹkan tó ṣe hate mi dè nínú ara fóònù fún títí bàtà ṣe gbogbo òun fákàsì ń báyìí bí o sọ pé fóònù bàjẹ́ a sọ pé láptọ̀pù òun bàjẹ́ ó scam wa lórí fákàsì ń báyìí náà ó scam group A ó scam group B ó scam group C ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ fèsì lórí burúkú ibi tó bá ti àríjẹ́dì ti mọ̀dàrú ní olórí burúkú tẹ̀wé ẹni tí ò ní jèrè láyé tí ò ní jèrè lọ tó yẹ pé ikú àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀tọ́ ọmọ ẹ bá ṣọ̀kù táwọn ọmọ ẹ méjèèjì bá ṣọ̀kù mọ́ lórí tán má máa fi òkú wọn ṣe báárà káàkiri. ó fẹ́ràn àbáta ẹ bá mi bèrè lọ́wọ́ iṣẹ́ kò lọ́kọ ni ẹ bá wọ́pọ̀ ẹ̀ náà báyìí ìyẹn dàbí àjíkìjàgà èyí yẹn ṣé ẹyọ kan lè yí tèmi tó yọ èyí ọkọ ẹ mẹ́ta ló yọ ibi tó ti lọ jáde tẹ́lẹ̀ kó ọmọ jàgbà ọkọ ẹ̀ ló tẹ́lẹ̀ ọkọ ẹ̀ lẹ́yìn ọ̀làbàjì ọmọ jàgbà àlọ́kọ àtàjíkìjàgà á sọ̀mù làjíkìjàgà lọ lẹ́nu ọkọ ẹ̀. ṣé kò lọ́kọ ni gbogbo abiyamọ ló tiraka lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ láti sọ̀pọ̀tì ọmọ láti sọ̀pọ̀tì ilé òwá wá sórí social media òwá ń tọrọ ìbátà olórí kúkú yàrá wo ló fẹ́ lò bàtà sí ṣé yàrá kan tó yọ tọ́yẹ̀tì ń bẹ̀ tó yọ pálọ̀ bẹ̀ tó yọ yàrá ẹ bá mi gbé lórí kúkú ẹni kó sọ wà nínú ilé ẹ̀ ọ̀gbẹ́dẹ́ fílí fọ́ǹkì ẹ bá mi bèrè lọ́wọ́ bèrè yàrá wo ni wẹ̀rẹ̀ fẹ́ lò bàtà sí gbogbo lẹ́fọ̀ọ́ ti ṣọ́ọ̀bù ẹ̀ 25,500 naira ni gbogbo lẹ́fọ̀ọ́ ti ṣọ́ọ̀bù ẹ̀ 25,500 naira ni at this computer age kí ló yí bàtà àlájá ọdún sẹ́ṣẹ̀tì olórí búkú ẹ máa gbọ́ sórí ìjọba wa sọ wọ́n fún lọ́wọ́ bàtà kan sórí ìlú bàbá dé ẹ bá mi bí ṣọ́ọ̀kù ẹ tó dàbí alábàárù nípa ṣọ́ọ̀kù ṣọ́ọ̀wọ́n ló fẹ́ gbọ́n bàtà sí lórí àbí ṣọ́ọ̀bù ló wọlé ìwé ṣe àwọn tí a ń lọ́wọ́ náà bèrè bàtà lọ́nà tí wọ́n mọ́tò ṣe ti ṣe kí wọ́n ti ń jẹ́ ìwọ náà wọ́n ti mọ́tò tó jẹ́ pé ó sì ẹ̀ lọ́fun yẹn ẹ lọ kọ́ déètì èdè sílẹ̀ ó sì ẹ̀ ibi tó máa ti sí nìyẹn nǹkan tó máa gbá ìlú ẹ̀ lọ́lọ́fun yẹn àfi tó bá yẹ pé lórí òótọ́ ló fún mọ́tò yẹn tó bá yẹ pé lórí òótọ́ mọ́tò yẹn á bá kalẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n tí ò bá ń ṣe lórí òótọ́ sẹ́ ó sì ẹ̀ ibi tó máa sí sí tó máa sí ọkọ ẹ̀ àjíkìjì àléyìn ọkọ ẹ̀sẹ̀ ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ yọkọ lẹ́yìn tèmi tó yọ ẹ̀yìn ọkọ ẹ̀ mẹ́ta ló yọ ẹ̀ṣẹ́ ló fi yọ olórí burúkú náà ti fóònù gbà náà olórí burúkú yìí ẹ láyé bàjẹ́ sọ wọ́n ti ra mọ́tò wọ́n ti sọ fún ìwọ̀n mi nọ́mbà fóònù wọn èèyàn máa lọ sí gbogbo ẹ̀bẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ ìjọ yẹn á máa jà àfikọ́fikọ́ á máa ṣépè lójoojúmọ́ ẹni kó má gbà mọ́tò ṣùgbọ́n ẹ bá mi kọ́ déètì èdè sílẹ̀ wọ́n sí ẹ̀rí tá máa sí sí nìyẹn bí wọ́n bá ti ṣe kú bọ́ọ̀lù ẹni sọ pé ó kú yẹn ibẹ̀ lọ́ máa sí sí ẹ lọ́kọ́ sílẹ̀ o kò wá ní lásìlẹ̀sì lásán o àìjíǹkì já àga ọkọ ẹ̀ òun ló máa ṣe kó pa torí yẹn fẹ́ gbà mọ́tò ṣẹ́gbọ́n àìjíǹkì já àga ọkọ ẹ̀ ìyẹn ló máa pa tó ṣẹlẹ̀ pé ọmọ àìjọbẹ̀ rí ni wá ọmọ òríwẹ̀ rí ni wá kó àti lọ́dún ti wà lórí social media ní ẹ̀ lè sọ pé ìkọ̀kọ̀ tó lẹ́rà ni ọmọ àfúnni ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ẹ̀ gbà ní títọ́ títí lọ. ó máa ka ṣàtú lóòótọ́ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ justice ó máa ka ṣàtú so ti ra bẹ́ẹ̀sì ṣe ń pa ìtì kò falẹ̀ so ó gba bẹ́ẹ̀sì abájọ tí òun yóò fún lówó bàtà so ìyẹn ti ra bẹ́ẹ̀sì fún abájọ tó wá tọrọ owó á ní àǹtí mi ìtúlówó bàtà o olówó adarí jí mi rí náà mọ́ ẹ máa wo tí o gbogbo TikTok kí tó tún mẹ́sàn ẹ má bínú TikTok tó ti mẹ́sàn ni o ṣé tí mo ti sọ gbogbo yín rẹ abẹ́ẹ̀gbọ́n wọn lọ ti ra bẹ́ẹ̀sì fún ó ti dàbẹ́ á ra bẹ́ẹ̀sì wọn lọ ti ra bẹ́ẹ̀sì fún á ra bẹ́ẹ̀sì ó tún make ẹ̀ mọ́ wọn lára just because olóòjà fún ẹ̀tọ́ ọmọ ìlú ẹjọ́ àwọn greater tomorrow yìí lélẹ̀ ṣáwọn greater tomorrow yìí lélẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ̀lé òun mi ń complain pé olórí burúkú gbogbo wọn wọ́n ṣe ń ṣòṣì wọn tán òun sì lọ sanwó fáwọn big blogger ni ọmọ àbóhùn pé story oníwọ̀n gbóhùn gbogbo ó nínú aginjù ní gbogbo wọn ti ń dùn ó níwọ̀n lóhùn bí àwa tá à ń sọ pọ̀ ti bàbá ó sọ tó bá bí dákó sọ pé òun sọ. So why is she bankrolling them? Why is she paying them? Iṣẹ́ wo ló ní pàrágà àti gbogbo network ṣọ́ọ̀bù ojú 25,500? Iṣẹ́ wo ló ń ṣe tó fi ra bẹ́ẹ̀tì? Tẹ̀lé mọ́ pé Wùmí ń ba kóòlù wọn. Wùmí kò wá sí bó ṣe lè kó owó yẹn jọ tó. Ò ní fi ṣe nǹkan rí láyé. Bó ṣe wá bówó yẹn ṣe wá fún ẹ ló ṣe máa lọ. Kọ́ gbé sínú owó Nàìjíríà. Ò ní fi ṣe nǹkan rí. Ìtòrí ẹ̀jẹ̀ wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Owó ìbànújẹ́ ló ná. Owó ikú. Owó ẹkún ẹnìkan ló ná. Wùmí ọ̀rọ̀ abíẹ́ ò ní nísìnyí. Wàá para ìgbẹ̀yìn ní ibi tí mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wàá para ìgbẹ̀yìn. Wàá pòkóso gbẹ̀yìn ní. Wàá tó láti lè jẹ gbẹ̀yìn ní. Mi bọ́ bó ṣe lè lọ lágbára tó. Mo bọ́ bó ṣe lè sọ pé strong tó. Omi á tọ́ lẹ́yìn ẹja ẹ̀. Wàá wẹ̀ ẹ̀ òní lẹ́yìn. Wàá wájú òní lẹ́yìn. Wàá wọ̀ tí òní lẹ́yìn.
Àmín. Àmín.
24 hours, 72 hours, 48 hours ló fi wà pẹ̀lú ọmọ yẹn. Dèní yóò sọ̀kọ́ tó pa Mohbad fún wa. Nínú tó ní ọba tó níjòyè. Mi ì tí ì rí bàbá lẹ́yìn tó máa ní àdìgbà justice wọn. Mi ì tí ì rí.
Àmín.
Àdìgbà justice. Mi ì tí ì rí alájà tó máa ní àdìgbà justice.
Ẹ ṣàmín. Ẹ̀yin ará àjọ ẹ̀dẹ̀ ṣàmín. Àmín. Omi ti tán lẹ́yìn ẹja ẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ìka ayérayé. Eléyìí lè wọ́n fi ṣe kẹ́yìn.
SIM card CCTV tí Wùmí mú fún ẹ lọ́mú wá ní tó bá tọ́jú ẹ̀ sí. Ìyábọ̀ ó ní SIM card CCTV ẹ lọ́wọ́. Ìwọ ni Wùmí mú lé lọ́wọ́. Ìyábọ̀ ìwọ àti Wùmí jẹ́ ẹ̀fà kankan lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Ìwọ náà lórí owó ló wà. Ìtọ́jú ẹ̀ ló ṣe ń pariwo bóyá ọ̀tì. Ẹ̀yin máa rí ọ̀wọ̀. Ìmọ̀ oríta mẹ́ta kì í jọ. Ìmọ̀ wò ní jọ lórúkọ Jésù ẹ̀kọ́ sílẹ̀. Fún ara wọn ló máa gbóògùn jẹ fún àwọn. Fún ara wọn ló máa bọ́ síta wọn máa tó àṣírí ara wọn. Ẹ̀kọ́ sílẹ̀. SIM card CCTV ọwọ́ ìyàbọ̀ ló wà. Ẹni kó bọ́ta kó sọ pé mo pa wọn. Wọ́n máa bọ́ta ẹ̀kọ́ dé ìfèmí sílẹ̀. Wọ́n máa bọ́ta. Wọ́n máa takora wọn tó bá yá. Ẹni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Gbogbo yẹn kún fàdúrà. Àbíkò yẹn ẹjọ́ tó lọ ẹ̀kún fàdúrà. A ní lọ́yà lóòótọ́. But ẹ̀jútẹ́ka kún fàdúrà. Collectively we will get that justice. But suffering, it will be a long road and a bumpy one. But we get the justice.
Yeah, it's not a criminal offense. It could be a civil violation of some other people's rights. If somebody...
Okay, that's okay. That is passing the fair play. So no worry.
Or personal issues now, it won't be a criminal charge again. Because if your right or your obligation, if I have an obligation to the death, and it's an obligation recognized by the law, or I have a right over the body recognized by the law, and you deprive me of that right, or you do not allow me perform that my obligation or my responsibility, then I can file a suit against you and seek for damages.
Okay, thank you. Question, sir. Now, according to what you just stated now, Mohbad is married. Who has the total right to Mohbad's corpse? Is it the father, is it the mother, or the wife? Who is legally, who is entitled to the body?
Legally, the wife, the partner of a disease, is entitled to their body. It's entitled, they are the owner of all their liabilities and their assets, including their body.
So see, I hope you did hear that one.
Okay, so thank you very much, Lawyer of TikTok. I also want you to touch on for some who are claiming that it's a traditional marriage, they didn't go to church, it wasn't a court wedding. I would love you to touch on that for learning purpose. Thank you.
Thank you. It's simple. In the case of Agbeje and Agbaje, that's 1958. It's a custom that has been recognized that once you have paid the dowry, once the bride has been handed over, once a ceremony has been performed and you have witnesses, a traditional marriage has ensued in the Yoruba culture. I don't know about any other culture, but in the Yoruba culture, there are things that must be in place. There must be payment of dowry. There must be handing over of the bride. There must be ceremony. And you must have witnesses. Once you have all these things, then you are good to go. A marriage has ensued traditionally. Although, if you want to challenge it, you can challenge it. And if the person you're challenging can bring out evidences of all these four things, then there's nothing you can say there again. There's nothing you can challenge there again. So custom law, it requires proof if it has not been given any judicial backing or if there's not been any ruling on it. If there's no previous judicial ruling on it, all you need is to provide the evidence that this and this and this took place. And that is it. And for people saying, oh, you need to get a certificate from the local government, from this, from that, you probably need that to show to embassies if you're traveling or something. You don't need that to prove to anybody that you're married.
Please, Lawyer of TikTok. Lawyer of TikTok, yes. Please, I think I missed that, please. Can you please say it again, please?
Yeah, for traditional marriages, Yoruba traditional marriage, the custom marriage, there are four things that has been established by judicial ruling, Supreme Court ruling, that needs to be present. There must be payment of dowry. There must be handing over of the bride. There must be witnesses and ceremony. So basically, it's just like law of contracts too. In law of contracts, there has to be an offer, there has to be an acceptance, there has to be consideration. Once these three basic things are there, then the law will assume that a valid contract has taken place. There could be other additional things, but once these three basic things are there, if I offer you something and you pay me for that thing, which is the consideration, you accepted it and I accepted that from you, then a contract has ensued between us. I cannot withhold that thing from you again. If you have paid me for it, that's the consideration. The same thing in marriage. You want to marry somebody, that's the offer. That's why they come and say they are knocking. Then, if we now accept, okay, I think and now you pay the dowry, which is the price for the tefeja, then you have to hand over the bride, which is handing over of the bride to the family that came. Then there's a valid marriage. And all these things is a ceremony. That's why the law also includes that there has to be ceremony. And while doing all these things, there must be one or two witnesses there. That is why the law is saying you need to have a witness too. So if all these things are present, there is a valid marriage under the Yoruba custom.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want to ask one question, please. Yes, sir.
Question in the comment section. Oh, okay.
Okay. Let me just ask this one, then you read the question out. There's this thing they keep saying, like, because he is under oath. As a lawyer, sir, do we take everything that how do I term the person now? Is he a defendant or whoever? Do we take everything because it's under oath? Does it mean whatever that person is saying is the truth? Because they say is under oath. Does it mean whatever that person had to say is the truth? Please, as the lawyer, please, can you just elaborate on that? Because I just want clarity on that part.
The law is going to assume that whatever somebody is saying under oath is the truth until that statement is invalidated by another truth or by another statement or by another evidence. Then that person becomes a liar in the eyes of the law. That person now becomes guilty of perjury. And there's a jail time for that too. So once you say something under oath, the court is going to assume you have said the truth because you have sworn to say the truth. So if you now deviate and you lie, nobody's going to know until somebody now brings out another evidence or there's now another statement challenging your own statement. Then they will now test both statements. And if your own statement become and now turns out to be the lie there, then you are in trouble.
That's according to law. Good. Thank you so much, sir. So for we that we are not lawyers, should we accept everything that the defendant is saying just because he's under that oath Because a defendant might try to say anything just not to be caught. He will try to defend himself. So that clarity, I want a lot of people to understand this fact. Not because I am saying this means I'm saying the truth. Not because I am under oath means I am saying the truth. I will say everything I can just not to be persecuted. Yes or no, sir? Just please give me clarity so that a lot of people can learn. Because that word, under oath, this man said under oath, it has caused a lot of misinformation among us. So I want you to put more clarity to it, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, people will say whatever they need to say to defend themselves or to get away from trouble. That doesn't mean that is the truth or that is the true narration of the events. So because you have said something under the oath doesn't mean it is the truth. It only means somebody is yet to call your bluff. Somebody is yet to point out the truth to you in the court. So that's what it means. You can go on and lie for 10 years under oath. It could just take one day for somebody to call your bluff and detect your lie, and you'll be in trouble. So it doesn't mean because someone has said something under oath, it doesn't mean they're saying the truth. It only means they have stated their own side of events and waiting for other people to come and invalidate their statements. So if you have a fact or if you have your own narration with you and somebody's under the oath saying something else, of course you will know the person is lying. Of course you know that's not how the event happened. You will know. So that doesn't mean because they have said it under oath, then it has to be true. No.
All right, sir. So there's this question in the comment section says, who owed the body of either couple if no dowry was paid in Nigeria, but only got paid in abroad?
Oh, the law did not state that the dowry has to be paid in any country or in any locality. If it has been established that a dowry was paid and was accepted by the family and the bride was given away, there was a ceremony and you have witness. Whether you paid the dowry in London or in Russia, a marriage has taken place under the Yoruba custom. But then again, if no dowry was paid at all, and one of the party died, the body still belong back to the family, the extended family. That's the father or the mother or the siblings, because the couples, the partners don't have any legal relationship. Of course, they have relationship. They might have been together for 10 years or whatever years. But if there was no proper legal background, legal foundation to that partnership, then you cannot build something on nothing. The body goes back to where it came from. Yes, if they have a child together, the child can lay claim of the body of his parents.
This is so educative. Who else want to ask something? Malibi, have you put out your question? Malibi.
Yeah, I did.
Putting out your question.
Yeah,
what if the child is a minor? That person is asking, what if the child is a minor?
Yes, if the child is a minor, the legal guardian.
Escape, send your request.
Legal guardian of that child can exercise the right of the child.
Cool.
Can claim on behalf of the child what right belongs to that child.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any other thing? Please, if you don't mind, I posted your picture and your video. I downloaded it and posted it on my list.
It's fine. It's okay.
Just maybe you should be watermarking it, or as you are calling your name so that people. There's another one, Timothy, I'm coming.
Someone is asking a question from the comment section.
What question is that?
Can a family member demand for DNA of their son or daughter?
No. Only the father, the mother, or anybody claiming to be the father can demand under the law, under the Child Rights Protection Act of 2003. Only those three people can demand for it. Mother, father, or somebody claiming to be the father.
Escape, go ahead. Somebody drop for you.
Yeah, I was just listening to what the lawyer of TikTok is saying, and I mean, it's been giving us back-to-back interpretation of the law. And I want to say, remember, like I said this before, some of these big topics, if you did like this video that you did, I know you did one on defamation. I don't know if MFM has seen it. You did one on defamation, and then you've done this one. If you can just pick all those key topics and do these videos, and then we can just keep sharing. I mean, the key topics in this matter. You get like maybe the one for marriage, if you do it, and then would then share it so that people can get educated. I mean, not everybody is open to education anyway, because all these people, no matter how much you say it, they are still stuck in their ways and they follow their fake narrative. But there are still people out there who just need to see the light. Some people would look at that video that you did about the corona inquest law, and then they would then start saying that, oh, this thing even affects Baba more than this Darusha that was celebrating that he was arrested. Because if you say somebody put salt on the chest of a corpse, the salt is in a container. It doesn't affect the body, so there's no tampering there. If they remove that container, that spot where they put the container is not affected. So there's no tampering that's been done. But then if they then look at, but Baba actually disposed of the body and buried them, are we going in the wrong direction? You will see that this narrative will change. This is what they do every time they bring up a big narrative and people start showing them what the law is. They just switch to another thing. See DNA now, they've stalled on that for some time now. they started this one about Darusha. You see that between today and tomorrow, they'll move to another thing because they'll be saying that this thing that we are going to dig, it seems it's Baba that is likely to fall inside of it more than even Darusha. So if you can do all those short clips based on, this topic, and generally by law, are things that people discuss generally, so people can get, more familiar with the law. And the one you talked about, the one that I know, even if they, it's just that they might not want to do it to Baba, but if they go and decide that, okay, let's even pin something on Baba, that's 246 of the criminal code, where it says you cannot bury somebody in a compound without getting permission. Baba, nobody will say Baba is not guilty of that one. That one is certain. It's just that if the state is not ready to pursue it, if you get what I mean.
Yes, yeah. I would like to say some support what lawyer of TikTok said. So personally, I came to the US with my traditional wedding, not the court papers. They just needed to see the pictures to prove I paid dowries, the witnesses there, the ceremony and all that. Before I now did, my papers came out before I now went to do courts in America. So that one is there. Then I remember a couple, they came into America, they wanted to get, a divorce. So they got a divorce. And when they now married different people, maybe for papers, maybe for love, I don't know. So this lawyer said she had to put it out to Nigerians because when they submitted the fake divorce, America rejected it. They said, you said you got married traditionally, and now you are divorcing legally. They rejected their documentation. They had to tell them that if they want to get a divorce, they have to show them that they are paying back, like the wife has to show she's paying back the husband's family, the dowry back. They have to be witnesses in the house, and they have to submit a picture of proof that the dowry was paid back. Because you can't say you're married traditionally, you came into the United States, you are now divorcing court legal way, the legal way. So America has rejected. Right now they are going through it. I'm going to post that lady, that the lawyer that said it on Instagram. I'm going to post it on my TikTok so that people can get to understand is that it's not every time Americans recognize our traditional marriage, like the dowry payments. That was what I did. So nobody can tell me otherwise. That was what I did. I had to do that because my dad was having issues. I can't go and be doing ceremonies because he's going to be there. So that was what I did first. So people don't understand that these things are for real. It's not only court's wedding you used to come to America. No. You can do it. There's traditional wedding. Even spouse. You don't have to even be married to the person. You can come in through finance visa as well. So yeah, I just wanted to support what a lawyer of TikTok said, because so if they're making claims to who has the body, it's the wife that has the body, as long as the dowry has been paid. It's the wife that has the total right to what the guy has before he died and after he had died, because she's married traditionally. So that is what I wanted to add.
Thank you, Ajoke. Thank you.
Can I ask you one thing? Okay. I just had a question. Yeah. The question is this. Property. Who is entitled to property? Because I want you to just make a full explanation on this. Does the father, does the brother, does the family of the deceased has the right to the property? Once the deceased has a son, has a wife, who is legally, just prove this to us legally, who should be in charge of the property?
That is, if there is no will,
yeah, interested.
You're going to put it in no will. So who is entitled to the property, right?
If somebody dies intestate, so when they say somebody dies intestate, that means they left without a will. So the normal hierarchy of succession is, he said he'll be back shortly. Okay. Is the spouse. So if the man dies, is the wife. If the wife is not there, is the child or the children. And if the children are not there, it will be the father, then the mother, then the siblings. That is, if the person dies intestate, that is the natural hierarchy of succession of taking over that property. So all of them saying that Baba has
escaped. I don't know if you can help. The person said he paid necessary fee to my country of residence, but refused to pay my dowry back home.
The dowry has to be exchanged for traditional wedding to be valid.
To be effective in Nigeria, right? Be valid in Nigeria.
Necessary be for country of residence. Is it a court wedding or what? What do you mean by necessary be for country of residence?
Yes, the person has asked this question before. He did everything necessary court here, but he refused from Nigeria, and up to now he refused to pay any dowry back home.
She's legally married.
Without dowry, is it traditional? You have to look at whatever they know traditional. If you cannot say you're about traditional marriage, you go married without a dowry. You have a dowry has to exchange.
That want to drop his or her phone number for somebody to call him. He said they need to call him.
The person that is asking the question.
Yes, that since they're not taking their question, so maybe they should start calling him.
No, what I mean, like, I have a line that I can drop. If Danny goes,
okay, somebody said they have a line. Shetty says she has a line.
I can drop for the person. I can drop. I think it's
no.
Okay, so the phone number.
That will be WhatsApp.
Yeah, the number.
You can type it, FT. Just type it down.
All right then.
So that those in FYP will have it. So. Like I was saying, then some people like with aristocrats, I know he says this a lot, and we had the conversation when I was still on Papaya. It will tell you that even after they do all those traditional ceremony and everything, the marriage still has to be registered. But you need to go and get a marriage certificate. That is correct. But then in law, there is what we call there's a presumption in law, which is relating to when the God has a message that if somebody under oath says something, can we accept that it is the truth? Under the law, they presume that you are honest. So they would accept anything you are saying as the truth, unless there is a counter. Somebody comes with a counter argument to prove you wrong, and they have to come with evidence. And this is why they say the court is not Father Christmas. They will not prove your case for you. You have to prove it, if you get what I'm saying. So the court will not be investigating you whether you're lying or not. But if somebody comes to prove you that you have lied, then you can be charged for perjury. So this is the case with the marriage. There's a law that says all marriage has to be registered. But then there's still that presumption in law that a marriage happened. If you can provide all of this evidence that there was a dowry paid, there were witnesses there was a ceremony that took place. If you have all your evidence, there's a case where the person was able to prove with pictures and everything, and even brought the head of the family that they paid the dowry to, blah, blah, blah. They were able to prove it in court, even though they didn't have a certificate. So when you hear them say, oh no, that marriage isn't valid because there's no certificate, does it then stop that there was a wedding, there was a marriage? The marriage happened if they can provide evidence for it. You know, so it's like somebody saying, "Oh, you are not a Nigerian citizen. You are not born in Nigeria because you don't have a birth certificate, or maybe you don't have a birth certificate." No. But if they can prove, "Oh, he gave birth in this hospital. This person was born in this hospital. This was the day. These are the witnesses." It's valid that person was born in Nigeria. So everything is not based. The Supreme Court ruled that it's not based on paper. You have to be able to prove it. So they presume there's a marriage once they can see the proof that it happened.
So I have someone that applied to the US for a fiancé visa. So the visa is meant to take you to US, then you get married within 6 months or so, you know. And she went there with pictures of introduction, and she was refused the visa. They told her that she was applying for the wrong visa, that the pictures, the pictures already shows that she was traditionally married.
Yeah. So basically, they are not going to approve her because she's providing evidences she was married. So that's like a felony to them. You have to actually come there and get married You can't be showing proof of your traditional marriage because they accept it. They understand we Nigerians have a culture and they accept that culture already. So you can't lie on your application that you're coming through a fiancé visa when you're already married because you feel like
when you're already married.
Fast track. So that's the reason why they're going to refuse her. And trust me, she's going to keep having issues because she already lied.
And then if you are divorcing, if you're married under the law, if you did like all this court wedding, you can dissolve that in the court. If it's traditional, you have to divorce it in the traditional
way,
which it will be that you have to return the dowries, and there'll be that meeting where this
and there going to be pictures.
Okay, what if you did the traditionally and the court wedding together? So which one are they going to choose?
They will take any of these.
Anyone that you give them.
If you want to divorce, like
it's just if you do the traditional and if you have court wedding, it's like you are proving more proof.
If you do the traditional,
like you did not get my question.
I
now,
okay.
Sorry.
If you want to dissolve the marriage, Abby,
and you do the first wedding, why do you have to show them the truth?
No. She's asking about dissolving the marriage.
I understand. You don't have to show them the truth. You just have to let them know that, okay, you've dissolved the court wedding. You don't have to tell them that you returned the dowry because a lot of us in Nigeria don't even return dowries. I think it's only
I think you have to do both. You have to dissolve it both ways because somebody can say that you are still married.
Don't return dowry. They said because of the children.
So you need to make this clear. You have to return dowry since you did it too.
Exactly, you have to do both.
That is number one. If you don't return it, you are still your wife.
Marriage that they return dowry of the wedding day.
That's what I'm saying. It's not every marriage. Some culture feels like if you return the
you see,
you are dissolving now. We're talking about dissolving.
Dissolving now. You be talking about.
If you don't return dowry, then you have not dissolved it. You are still married.
Can I say something?
Okay, go on.
Well, yeah.
You see, now you know that, like the scenario Sister Joke gave, and they said they need to show a proof that they have returned the dowry. It's also safe here that you also show proof that you returned the dowry, even when you are dissolving, you have a court wedding and stuff. So since you presented the two or you did the two, for you to stand better chance, why not just do the two?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That if you don't present it two, you show one. But if you present it two, then you have to show the two. But why do you have to present it two so you are married?
So, Ajoke, let me explain to you now. So now, if you did, carry on, Granny, go carry on.
Okay, but I feel like in my own opinion, I'm not pretty sure, but I feel like if you have both ones, they can actually pick the one who supersede each other, from a court or the traditional one. So they might actually just go with the first one because it supersedes the traditional court because it has a certificate and all of that. So
I wouldn't want us to make a mistake. If you present the two, in case you see when we are filing, for some of us, some people, or let me use language, some of us, when we are filing, we want to submit more documents at that time because we want to prove a point that we are okay, this, that. If you do that, it will be needed that you also show proof of these two when you are dissolving.
So you see, that's the mistake a lot of we do when we are trying to get documentations done. The more the documentation, the more scanty and, confused these people are. So I always advise people, try to just make it as simple as clear, and make sure you submit only the documentations they are asking. Because if you go and submit more than what they are not asking, they'll be asking you more than what you don't even remember, and you'll be saying rubbish, you'll be submitting rubbish, and they will refuse it. Look at the girl that went for fiancé visa. Now she submitted traditional. How did that one come up? So you just have to make sure we're submitting what
that person that wants to call
what I'm saying is
now. For that person that wants to call you, please call into that number, that contact. Chef T, you can type it again, please. If you don't mind.
Someone is saying no need to return dowry. Where I come from, if you don't return dowry, you are still their wife. Even if you go, they sleep with another man, have children with another man. If you don't return dowry, you are still their wife. And if anything